Hello friends and greetings for the day. Welcome back to another tutorial on ISTQB AI Tester. We are in chapter 10 talking about the test environments for AI based systems, and today we'll be continuing ahead with our next segment, which is 10.2, the virtual test environments for testing the AI based systems. Well, talking about the virtual environments is, of course, the environments which cannot be prepared within the organization or within the premises which you are currently testing the system on. So there are certain applications, like when it comes to mobile applications, we do understand that a new mobile application cannot be tested in all possible mobile devices because it's very expensive to afford all of them, no matter how big, how large your audience is, who might be using different types of devices. But for a company to launch a mobile application, they cannot just afford all the possible types of cell phones to test that. Similarly, when it comes to the AI-based systems, it may become a challenge to go ahead and run through some of the environments which can be easily created on the system. So we have to host it virtually on a cloud platform. And that's where we are talking about the need of virtual test environments for testing an AI-based system. The use of virtual test environment when testing an AI-based system brings the following benefits. Number one, dangerous scenarios. These can be tested without endangering the SUT, other interacting systems, including humans, or the operational environment itself. For example, the trees or buildings, wherever you are trying to use. So sometimes these robotics, that is AI, can be involved with many other things which the machines might be doing, or it will be driving a product like that. For example, if I just talk about a robotic arm which performs a lot of actual activities what a human does in the industry, if I have to perform this test, I would prefer doing it in a virtual environment rather than physically implementing it in a factory or in a warehouse. Similarly, talking about unusual scenarios, now these can be tested when it would otherwise be very time consuming or expensive to set up these scenarios for real operation. Example, waiting for a rare event to happen, such as full solar eclipse or 4 buses entering the same road intersection simultaneously. So this could be even dangerous at some point, but unusual scenarios, right? It's not generally possible. So human thinking and human perception that when one person is going, the second person automatically stops. So such scenarios can certainly be virtualized and then tested for it. Similarly, edge cases which are difficult to create in the real world can be created more easily, repeatedly, and reproducibly in a virtual test environment. So as far as it is expensive to be performed, or could be something which is quite unrealistic to happen in reality, but we want to test for it, then virtual environments are helpful. Similarly, when talk about extreme scenarios, these can be tested when it would be expensive or impossible to test or set up these in reality. For example, for a nuclear disaster or deep space exploration, you certainly give it a try virtually first rather than hitting it in reality. Well, adding up further here, there's another one which is called as time-intensive scenarios. Now, these can be tested in reduced time scales, for example, several times per second in a virtual environment. In contrast, these might take hours or days to set up and run in real time. A further advantage is that multiple virtual test environments can be run in parallel. This typically takes place in the cloud and allows many scenarios to be run concurrently, which may not be possible using actual system hardware. So here, if you see again any scenario which you think is gonna take longer and gonna be consuming a lot of resources, or probably sometime is going to be hectic to run at the same time, then virtual environments could be very, very helpful, as they allow you to run concurrent executions of a particular scenario. So time intensive, the scenarios which take a lot of time, can be virtualized. Talking about the next one is observability and controllability. Now, virtual test environments provide far greater controllability of the test environment. For example, they can ensure that an unusual set of financial trading condition is replicated, and in addition, they give far better observability, as all digitally provided parts of the environment can be continuously monitored and recorded. Right, so it's not that it's just a cloud where you're trying to perform certain executions, but you're also making sure that you get some additional benefits of using virtual environments. And if you want to monitor certain matrices specific to the execution, then that's where virtualization would be further helpful. Adding further availability, the simulation of hardware via virtual test environment allows systems to be tested with simulated hardware components that may otherwise not be available, perhaps because they have not been developed yet, or probably they are too expensive to afford. So again, you can go back to the same example of mobile application, that it's not an easy job or cost efficient thing that you can just buy all the possible cell phones in the world to just check your new application. You go with a remote server or remote environment where you can perform these tests in a soft way. Well, adding additional information here, the virtual test environments may be built specifically for a given system, may be generic, or may be developed to support specific application domains. So that means they can be variant. It's not that you just have one standard environment to test all the AI-based system. All we are trying to say here is that according to the expectation of the AI-based system, you may have different setups done to support the required testing. So it could be customly developed, or it could be generic, or maybe, just particularly built for that purpose. So examples include, for example, we have Morse, the Modular Open Robots Simulation Engine. That's the full form of Morse. So it is a simulator for generic mobile robot simulations of single or multi robots based on the Blender game engine. Now these are more technical deep dives, and at this point of time for this certification we are not talking about it, so you can just be aware of the names. That should be enough. But if it excites you a lot, then you can of course go and find out more about their information by visiting their official website. So just go and search for Morse and you'll get their official details about it. Same way we have AI Habitat. This is simulation platform created by Facebook AI, designed to train embodied agents such as virtual robots to robots in photorealistic 3D environments. So that's more of like picturization. Drive Constellation. This is an open and scalable platform for self-driving cars from NVIDIA. It is based on a cloud-based platform and is capable of generating billions of miles of autonomous vehicle testing. Look at this. You don't really have to drive things. So NVIDIA is crazy always, as usual. Talking about MATLAB and Simulink, these provides the ability to prepare training data, produce ML models, and simulate the execution of AI-based systems, including the models using synthetic data. So put together, there are many other environments which are available for you to go ahead and use them, and they are hosted by different people, like different companies, so you can always make use of them. Yeah, creating a virtual test environment is not an easy job. It's more of like a service which most of the bigger organizations who developed once by investing are now offering you to go ahead and use them. So you can always host your executions in these environments which are available for you. So put together, we just gave you an understanding of what is virtual test environment's role when it comes to AI-based system, and all specialized products certainly cannot be done everything in the local environment. So you need to virtualize a lot of other tests. So put together, this is all what we had from here, team. So that's all from this particular tutorial. Should you have anything else, feel free to comment below. I'm always there to address your queries and answer them well. Till then, keep learning, keep exploring, keep understanding the context. Thanks for watching the video, team, and happy learning.